Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Liverpool Perspective. This is episode, I think, 24, and this time we're in person.
All right.
Yeah,
COVID is over.
yeah. So now,
I wish.
yeah. But I'm with Dylan, of course, and yeah, we just got a disappointing 1-1 this result against 10-man Chelsea. I mean, what did you think of the result?
The first time it's funny because we played better against them with 11 men than we did with 10 men,
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't know, but like I just felt boring for a game against 10 men. You think it'd be like Liverpool would show gusto, like they wanted to attack, but they didn't. They seemed like they couldn't even handle the ball really well in that last half.
yeah.
They looked actually more sharp, okay, yeah, against 11 men Chelsea than they did against 10 men Chelsea.
No, I mean, the first half was kind of like an even half.
It was even, right? But I feel like they looked sharper. It's like to match Chelsea's intensity.
Yeah. No, it was definitely an even half, but like I think Chelsea had their chances, Liverpool had their chances. It just went to the wrong players, like Henderson having that ball. You would prefer Salah getting into that position and stuff, and like Mane, but we had the future. It was a close game. Like it was to be a hard game, as we mentioned in the preview. Like the five in the back, like well, not five in the back, but they played three in the back and like two wing backs, and that was always gonna be a hard team to break down. Well, Chelsea kind of sat back for most of the game and like let us try to get, especially in the second half because 10 men, it was pretty. But even in the first half, we had a little bit more of the ball, which I was a little surprised.
That whole ordeal at the end of the first half was kind of ridiculous, but at least it got us the goal. And I thought we'd get so much energy off that. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, did you think it was a red card?
I mean, it shouldn't have like it goes both ways, but like he was like you can't go that far. You know what I mean? Like the whole team was getting, all of Chelsea was getting pissed off.
Yeah, but like
I thought there was gonna be like some fight or something.
Yeah,
because it seemed like the players were getting pissed at each other.
Yeah, that was crazy. But I thought
I couldn't even tell what was like going on.
No,
like,
but I did think it was a red card. I thought it was a red card. I thought because like he was blocking the goal with his hand, and I know like we could debate the rules. Maybe it should not be a double penalty like that. But like according to the rules, it's a red card and it's a penalty. So if it's a penalty, it's a red card. You block it, even though he was very unlucky. Reece James was unlucky because he couldn't do much about it. But like it was like a natural reaction for him to put his hand there, you know. But
you'd rather stop the goal and hope he misses the penalty.
Yeah, I guess so. But I don't think he expected to get a red card. Yeah. So, but yeah, But even earlier, like the Havertz goal was also like a fluke kind of goal. Both goals were kind of like came out of nowhere.
It was nice, but it was it was wide open.
No, but like, do you think he would ever score that again? Like a header like that? Like he headed like over here in the back, like
and it curled in perfectly.
Yeah, it was just a top corner perfect goal. Like, I mean, the defense maybe we could have marked him better, but still, like you don't expect a player to score like that. Like that doesn't happen very often. So I thought it was just a tight.
He was unmarked.
Yeah, he was unmarked, but again, like you don't score like that very often. To be honest,
it's an angle that you don't score on.
Yeah, so Chelsea had that moment of quality. I would say we had that moment too. Like we should have scored and we didn't score. It was just an even game. I think
Chelsea had some great balls in the first half, like through balls.
Yeah, we had. Second half is it's just again the same thing. We can't break down teams. You know, remember like we used to play Man United all the time with like Mourinho or Ole. We can't break them. We couldn't break them down. That was like a common thing, like 0-0s against Man United. We lost 2-1 against Man United. Like it's like a park the bus type team, and like we had a lot of those results. So
I remember this was a few years ago. I'm not probably like 2016, 2017. We were playing West Brom, and I was talking to my dad about it. He's like, "This is so annoying because West Brom wasn't playing any good football. But they were just they weren't even going on the attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like." And Liverpool still, and this was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, couldn't break them down. And it shows that like there's still issues that have always
played. But I think we have improved in the fact that we're able to break down smaller teams with weaker defenses. But I feel still when there's like a high quality defense we have to play against, we still struggle a lot of times. Like we can even say the Atletico game. They have a very high they have world-class players defending. as like Klopp usually says in those like press conferences, and that's very hard to like break down. And I think that's what
And
we
that's why
saw
teams
today.
are hard to beat us usually because we have.
Yeah, but we usually play on the front foot.
Well, yeah, it's true.
But Chelsea put
But
all their
our
players
defense
back.
is just a benefit that we have the best defender in the world.
Yeah,
It's just a plus.
yeah. But I would say that like Chelsea, that's why they're definitely gonna be big favorites this year because they could play
They're
like
very
that.
coordinated throughout the whole team.
They could play like that. They could nick a point against us. They could probably even nick a point against Man City, Man United, and then against a team like, let's say Everton, the smaller teams like I would say Arsenal, Leicester.
Chelsea should be favored to win.
Like all these like Norwich, like all these type of teams, Chelsea have Lukaku now. They have a striker that could score goals because before that they were tying teams like Wolves in like Tuchel's first game. Had a few disappointing results where they just had chances but they couldn't score because Werner can never finish. Yep. But Pulisic never could finish. So like all these players, but now they have Lukaku, so it's going to be a really. I think Chelsea are looking really good with the league right now. To be honest,
isn't there a better chance in City?
I think they'll finish above City. I mean, I'm still hoping, trying to back my prediction that we'll win the league somehow. But honestly, with unbiased, like Chelsea are definitely the big team right now. I think the team to beat at the moment.
No, at the moment they're the most fluid squad right now. You can see that they're really working in.
Yeah,
like all coordinated together.
Tuchel has been doing a great job. So, and you can even see like Chelsea's front three. I mean, not to make it like a Chelsea type perspective thing, but like you could see that they weren't clicking yet. They're just like Lukaku wasn't clicking with Mason Mount and Havertz. So, and they could have been more dangerous, I think. But at the same time, with our perspective, is obviously just the start of this season. Van Dijk is getting back into fitness. We're still having Robertson just came back. Matip just came back. All these type of players, they just came back. So like maybe I think still we should give it some time and it's only the third game in. So I think we need to take that into perspective too, because with the system we play, you need to get a bit of momentum in to the team. Like, so I guess maybe it was just a game too early for both sides, to be honest. Like, it was still a good game, and I think Chelsea are definitely more happy with the result.
You think? I mean, I guess because Chelsea, I feel like yes, Liverpool's gonna have more struggles to come up with in the long run. But Chelsea, on the other hand, is gonna, I feel like, have the easier route to a title. Have you seen? Is there like a way to measure difficulty of schedule in the Premier League?
Well, let me just look. I'm not sure what the fixtures are.
Because there's some teams that definitely have like easier, more dispersed out schedules.
Yeah, let me just take a look. But yeah, what did you make of like the starting lineups for our team? Like you were saying that Tsimikas should have started, Robertson started instead, and Elliott started, which is the big surprise ahead of Keita.
What was the subs?
The subs were we had Firmino come off from an injury, and Firmino started too. That was a big surprise as well. For me, then Tsimikas came on right at the end, and then we had. Who's the other guy? Who else came on? Do you remember? There's one more sub that we made.
Wasn't Nabi?
It was Thiago. Thiago came on for not Elliott, but he came on for Henderson. Right. So what did you make of those? Like, what did you make of like the starting lineup specifically?
I thought that like it was good. It wasn't as particular because they kept a more solid, grounded lineup. But they didn't put any of really the players that were hot. Besides Elliott. Elliott, like they knew he's hot, they put him in, which maybe this was, you're right, the game not to put young players in. But like if they put a young player like Elliott in, why didn't they go all the full way and then put Tsimikas in too, instead of putting in Robinson? So like in more of a veteran in Robinson, he's still young. But it was kind of like a mixed lineup. It was still had a bit of experimentation with Elliott, but it was more comfortable to deal with City. And I think if maybe it did have
Chelsea.
that full City. I'm talking out of my element here. But if they were maybe had took a bit more of experimentation and maybe started Tsimikas, or maybe started to play Jota the whole way through, and that also would have maybe had prevented Firmino from getting injured. But
Yeah.
if that happened, maybe they would have gotten that extra. Like they could have been a good play from Simicast like last game, and maybe they could have gotten that extra bucket.
Yeah. I mean, I still think Robertson starting was the right move. I do really think so. If Robertson is fit, he should start. Like, and he was clearly probably fit. So
I just think he played.
I thought he was not bad. I think he wasn't. I mean, it was a hard opponent. Chelsea.
None of
really
the players were bad. It was just frustrating.
Yeah,
match.
it's a hard opponent. You don't know how Simicast would have played in this game, as I said in the previous episode for the preview of this game. Like, no, I didn't think he was bad. Like we were overall defensively, we weren't too bad. I would say like, it was a solid. It was not.
There was that one lucky
Havertz goal, yeah. So in terms of that, it wasn't too bad. But Elliott was the one. I mean, Firmino was surprised me. I still think it was the wrong move because I think Firmino wasn't good enough. And once Jota came on, that was where our chance came from. It came from Jota trying to head the ball in the net, and his heading skills are so underrated. It's unbelievable. He's so small.
He's
so short, but he could still head the ball like that. So
I mean, Firmino's like, is he our longest tenured player right now?
Yeah, I would say no. Henderson is.
And Firmino's second.
Yeah.
But it's funny because Firmino
and Milner.
But Firmino's if Jota starts playing well, it's going to be interesting what they do with Firmino.
Yeah.
Because Jota was supposed to be our super sub, and Jota could start.
No, but Jota's playing better than Firmino.
No, and Firmino's going to be. How long is he going to?
Yeah, that's the question because right now.
Is he going to play with Brazil?
Don't think so. I think he's injured, but we don't know how long, and that would be a big worry because we sold security, and this is. We're gonna probably get into that very shortly, but like how did FSG do and how do we do in the transfer window? We're gonna get into that a little later, but like we don't know how many options. I think I heard Minamino got injured.
Well,
I think in international duty he got injured. I have to check that out too. But so that means who do we have left? We have Origi as a backup option. That's not gonna be. I mean, we have a few good fixtures. We have Leeds is a difficult game, but then Crystal Palace and Brentford ahead of the Man City game at home. So we do have a few good fixtures that hopefully we could benefit on without them. But like still, it's going to be a tough thing. But yeah, Jota's definitely now a starter. And we don't know how long Firmino's out for, but like he would probably start. But the thing that surprised me was Elliott because I didn't expect him to start, even though I did put him on my fantasy team, like FBL, like from the start of the season, because I knew he would get some game time. The funny thing is, I started him in the first game when he was on the bench. He came on for a few minutes, and then I put him on the bench when he started, and he started the last two games. That's pretty funny. But yeah, Elliott, I thought he was fantastic when he's
gonna be good, and I really like. My dad was actually said the same thing. He played. He hopes he becomes our next. Foden or next.
No, for sure.
Round. Yeah, and he still has a long way to prove that, but he has played really sharp in the first 3 games of the season, and see such a. I remember we'd see him play, but he wouldn't get enough minutes, literally.
Yeah.
And now that he's finally getting minutes.
Well, he played with Blackburn. He was excellent there. I heard so. I mean, Elliott, we saw him in the Carabao Cup a few times. Like he's an amazing talent. And it's good to see him finally starting for us. But yeah, I just found an article in Liverpool Echo that Minamino is forced to withdraw from the Japanese squad this week has caused some concern. The full extent of his injury hasn't been made public, but Deco understands it's not a serious issue.
Okay.
So that's a little good news because
it's just he wants to be fit for.
But still, like. I guess we go there, but yeah, I did think. Let's go back to Elliott. I thought he definitely played. I think he was one of our best players in the game. My worry is though Mane. Mane is again. He scored against Burnley, but I think he had a few good tackles today, like last game against Chelsea, especially the one in the beginning of the game in the second minute that kind of like rallied the crowd up. But like he wasn't active in the game. I thought. Mane, what do you think about
Salah was definitely more active.
Yeah, Salah. I think Salah's finishing wasn't the best, but he was more active.
He was making the plays in the runs.
But like Mane, what do you think about him? Because last year he wasn't good. And he admitted that himself. But like this year's, he scored a goal, but
he just looks lost a bit out there. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't know when to time the runs. He's not getting into the places he needs to be. He's literally just I don't know if he needs more time. If he needs time on the bench, or I don't think he needs more minutes because he needs to click. And I think he just last year was a lot of stress and took it out of him. And he just needs to click back into quick because he's still a fantastic player, but he's just out of sync with the rest of the play.
No, I definitely agree. That's the one concern. So, I mean, Firmino did have a good preseason, to be honest. So I'm interested whether we would actually if Firmino's not seriously injured, would we go with a Jota, Firmino and Salah combination then? Because that's a little worry as well. But again, that's the same. I guess let's just go.
Firmino comes back.
Let's just get right into the transfer window business because Juan is not in form. Firmino hasn't really gotten a lot of goals so far, and he's injured now, and we sold Security. So what? I mean,
like how we were saying to sell Security a few days ago, we didn't need him now.
Yeah.
Now it seems like pop up out of
the question, we were expecting to get a replacement, right? But we did not. I don't think we were close to getting anyone. So what do you think of the business we did this summer?
I think we were too comfortable with our current squad.
I think so too.
And we think we need one more player to light the fire.
I mean, people say we need a Genie replacement. I disagree. I mean, Elliot can play.
I think we need a midfielder, but we just need somebody fast, somebody young. It didn't even have to be the best option, but we don't kind of need a big name player. But if we just got somebody young, somebody to light a little fire under the team, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
a little spirit.
But I still think in the midfield, I feel like we talked about this before. I feel like we have a lot of options in the midfield. But no one's I mean, obviously, I know Keita struggles with injuries, but we have to trust him to not get injured. That's if we don't trust him, then we have to sell him. There's no he's on the big. We got him for a huge price. We got him for a decent amount of wages, probably too. So considering that, I think we still have to trust him. I think he's been playing well so far this year. We got Thiago. We got Chamberlain, who I think still could play a big part in the team. Not in the false number 9 role, but or winger. I don't think he's there, but center mid, I think he should be decent.
No, Chamberlain is he's good for getting the ball from the defense immediately, looking down the field.
Yeah.
For Salah, and he could get those quick.
We still have Curtis Jones. He's coming back from injury too, but we also have Milner, who's he's experienced. He's a backup, but he has the experience to play at the highest level, and he's still very fit. Then we also have Henderson, Thiago, Fabinho, and those are
Fabinho's irreplaceable.
We still probably have one of the best midfields in the league with
Thiago,
Fabinho, and Henderson. So that's still a very. I mean, Man City is probably the best of the best, clearly. So, but our midfield is still up there if our best midfield actually does play. So I don't think that our midfield is that weak to say we need to sign someone. But I think the problem is definitely the forward positions, a backup for. We didn't need someone big. We needed some emerging talent Jota or something like that.
That's what I know. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Somebody did. I know I said the midfield, but I kind of was hoping and no attack, but I kind of want somewhere in between. Like you said, Ox can't play that false 9, maybe even a false 9. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But somebody doesn't have to be a big name. Somebody out of say a second, not second tier league, but you know what I mean, another country in Europe that maybe isn't as
no, but
because there's still some steals.
Yeah, but we were rumored to get I mean, there were talks about Doku. Remember the guy in Belgium who was there in the Euros. He was decent. We could have maybe went for him, but stuff like that. We didn't really go for anyone. To be honest, we didn't need much. We just needed, I think, some backup because you never know. Our strikers could get all injured. Instead, the defense will be our forwards. And then what's gonna happen? Yeah, maybe in January we'll make a signing, but we're not known for making signings in January. So that's
our last was me, and he's not even playing.
Yeah, but the only thing and the funny thing was that in the transfer deadline day, at 4:30 a.m., I saw a notification. I woke up at 4:30 a.m. Ronaldo signs for Man United. At the same time, Henderson signs a new contract. It's But it's a big deal to have Henderson sign the contract.
Is he
The one thing we did good this year is that we're extending everyone's contracts. The main players like Allison, Van Dijk, like that's not be overlooked at because that's a huge thing because
that costs a lot of money too.
and that costs a lot of money as well. Yeah, so like we have to keep an eye out on that because that's a huge thing. It's the spine of the team that we have, like Van Dijk, Allison, Fabinho, Henderson.
Van Dijk and Henderson are arguably our two most important.
And I think we're trying to get solid new contractors. So that's a huge.
Well, Henderson not even in skill wise, but Henderson is, as I said, literally the spine of the team.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I mean, what would you rate Liverpool's transfer business overall?
C plus.
I would give it like a, I don't know. We didn't make any signings, so like I would give it like a D to me. I mean, we didn't do anything. I mean,
Well, no, if you count the re-signings.
Oh, the re-signings. Okay, fine. I'll bump it because that's a huge thing. The transfers we got in is a D. But the signings we got the fact we were able to sign people's contracts this window, which we could do probably the rest of the season. To be honest, we could do that any time of the year. So
sure.
So like that's like A because that's a huge thing. But so I would probably say give it a C minus. Yeah.
Yeah, C plus.
I just think I think it would have been a good window.
Light C plus to a strong C.
Yeah, I just think it just we're right there. I feel like to fight for the league and stuff like that. I still think we could fight. We could challenge for sure. But that depends if we're fit and Mane goes in good form and all that type of stuff.
Really to see how we do in the tournaments this season.
Yeah, like. Well, I don't think usually club doesn't take the Carabao.
No, but like
especially when you have that. Oh, you mean Champions League?
Champions League and FA mostly.
Yeah.
Because the FA is slightly more.
Yeah, but club never takes that seriously either, so I don't know.
Which is unfortunate because it's a.
Yeah, but that's because we don't have the depth, I think, to go through it. Especially now we gave up security. I still think security.
You win the FA Cup if you're like the mid-level.
Actually, yeah, it's a C minus. Yeah, we gave up security, which security, hoping we would get another player, and now we only have Minamino and Origi. Origi hasn't been in good form for a while. Minamino's here and there. We don't really know. And the fact that Klopp put Tsimikas on at the end of the game when we need a goal, that kind of shows that we don't have we lack a lot of depth.
How great would it be to have Danny Ings off the bench?
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. That'd be a good idea. Oh yeah, but that's the situation, I guess. But yeah, let's go through the other games.
Actually, we didn't even talk about who's on Chelsea. We're talking about the best team in the league, but technically they're not on top right now. Spurs are.
Yeah, let's get to all the fixtures. I mean, Spurs. Yeah, they're on top. They won. What was it? 1-0 against Watford. And it was a decent. I mean, there's a lucky goal from Spurs. You see, the Sun goal was a pretty lucky goal, but
it's nothing to write home about. Like a 1-0 win over.
Yeah, it's just 1-0. I feel like they'll definitely fall off soon, to be honest. But
I feel like they're definitely gonna be like the annoying team, who takes those points away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't. We're not gonna be able to like just send out a squad against Tottenham or like. Well, I mean, you never can, but like you can't. They're gonna be helpful and against us because they're gonna take points away from us. They can, but they're also gonna probably be one of the teams that if they play City can get a draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think they'll still be like like six, seven there that area. Like they won't be
fifth or sixth.
But the fact, I mean, Dyer and Sanchez playing. I mean, they're solid for now, but again,
I don't think they're gonna be.
They're not gonna be like that.
They're not gonna be able to survive past January.
No, for sure. Yeah, they had a good start last year. Remember that, and then they fell off pretty quickly. So, but yeah, I think what was played. Man City played this week. I think they got easy 5-0 win against Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal just. What do you think of that game? It was just a breeze for them.
I mean, Arsenal's this is the lowest of the low. I think Arsenal's lowest point.
They're Tottenham are first. Arsenal are the bottom.
This is actually Arsenal's lowest point.
It's just so embarrassing to be honest of how.
And you think Arsenal would have had addressed stuff before with just transfers and they are a team that can transfer and it's literally just a management mess and I'm actually upset for Arsenal fans because their club is getting
it's
Tony-
getting destroyed.
yeah.
Yeah, and they spent 200 million, but it just seems like too little, too late for them. Like, and they can make
200
signings.
million into a fire.
No, but like it's just the thing is that it's too little, too late. Like it's just like they need to spend that money, but the problem is they can't attract the players that they need because they're not in
That's
Europe.
why, yeah.
So like, what can they possibly do? Like, and the recruitment hasn't been good compared to Spurs, but Spurs were in the Champions League a few years ago. So
I
it's
can't
like,
believe Ozil hasn't gone to like just takes it.
oh yeah, I can't believe that either. But Ozil's in Fenerbahce, I think, right?
Yeah.
It's Arsenal have it's just a mess for them.
Well, because every time like something happens, he's always like commenting.
Oh yeah,
Ozil's
It's
like, it's gonna
what
be
he said,
better.
Trust the pro. No, he said trust the process.
Look how that turned out, really. But
yeah, Man City's. I mean, Man City's Man City. Like, there's not much to discuss about Man City. It's just like I think the conversation is more onto Arsenal after that game rather than Man City. Man City is everything we expect. They're going to be a title contender. Yeah, we expect Man City.
When Arsenal's playing like a relegation team, they're gonna get results like a relegation team.
Yeah, I agree. But who else played? Oh yeah, Man United. Yeah, Man United played Wolves. Wolves dominated the whole game. Man United get one chance, they score one. And did you guys see like a bit of the game?
No.
Wolves were dominant. I mean, Wolves have the expected goals of 4 per game.
Wow.
So not 4 per game, but 4 overall this year, and they have 0 goals. So
it's just unluckiness, you think?
I don't know what it is, but Wolves need to fix that if they want to do well this year. They could be like another Brighton where they had so many chances and they can't score. So that'll be interesting. But United did grind the win. I mean, to be honest, the United were just trash. I mean, they have no midfield. Yeah, he did play. United just have no midfield whatsoever.
I was gonna get more complicated.
I was gonna get Yasser's reaction from Soccer University here, but I'm not sure where he is now. But whatever.
But that's what I'm saying with Ronaldo. It's only gonna make that situation more complicated. It's gonna get them more goals, but it's gonna make
I was just thinking about it after we did the podcast. Like I still think Ronaldo is the person that Ole will probably need because I feel like Ole needs a leader that sets an example. I feel like it could be a good thing too. The fact that Ronaldo will be more of the coach figure of the team is probably better for Ole, who's not really the best coach in the world. So because I feel like Ole doesn't have that ego to go over. Like it's not like a clash of egos with Ole and Ronaldo. It's just like Ole just
doesn't have the.
Ole doesn't have an ego, so I feel like Ronaldo will kind of be more. Not in control of the team like in tactics, but like.
Is he gonna get the Iron Man?
That's a good question. Who is Maguire? I don't think has Ronaldo ever been. He's been the captain for Portugal, has he?
Ronaldo, I mean,
but even for Juventus,
he probably technically has the most years at United under his belt.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that would be a good captain choice. I mean, I would to get his reaction, but yeah, that's maybe when he comes back, we'll ask him. But yeah, it's United. But United weren't. Their midfield is just so empty. With Fred is just terrible. And Fred and Pogba does not work. Like, I mean, I feel like they needed to start Matic in this game. Fred and Matic at least, and to have Pogba play what he did against Southampton, like right wing or something. Not against like that. Like what all he did against Southampton should have happened against Wolves, and what all he did against Wolves should have happened against Southampton. So it's like it should have been the reverse. It's like Ole prepared for the wrong games. It just baffling, especially with Adama Traore, like how he runs. Like Wolves' midfield is really good. It was just surprising, but I guess Ole got away with it. I think and De Gea was good too. De Gea's getting better
again.
Yeah,
De Gea goes up and down.
But people are saying De Gea is past it, but he's still performing.
And that's a problem for Dean.
Yeah, I mean, I think looks like De Gea is the starter right now.
Which is crazy,
I think it was always like De Gea starts for the Europa League games and Henderson starts for the Premier League games, but now it seems like De Gea got his spot back, which is pretty interesting, to be honest. Yeah, was there any other games kind of caught an eye? I mean, West Ham are not top of the league anymore. They got 2-2 draw against Palace. That was one other result. Antonio's still firing though. Who else was there? I think that's basically nothing really else happened, right?
I mean, it wasn't like it's the third match week, so like
Yeah,
all
what?
the smaller matches were kind of like
Yeah, we played against each other, so there wasn't. Oh, Leicester beat Norwich, but like that was expected. Yeah, no, that was basically it with the fixtures this week. So yeah, I mean, what do you think? I mean, we're in international break. What do you think? What do you think of international break?
there hasn't even been much to write home about yet.
Yeah, I mean, we're focused more on the U.S.
Mhm.
clearly because like we're American, so like, but we had a disappointing draw against El Salvador. I mean, people say that like people are saying like CONCACAF is very difficult, and it's like and a point that is not a bad result, especially in the hard hostile atmosphere in El Salvador. And it's like an experienced squad. Like this is a very young squad. Like Rihanna, McKinney, they're like just starting to get into. This is the first campaign of qualifiers for them. So, but at the same time, this is like the generation. This is like the generation, the most exciting players we ever had. So, like, what do you think of the draw?
As again, El Salvador is a hard place to play. I'm guessing the turf or
The field is awful.
Yeah. But it's still El Salvador, and like should win. But like our players they weren't fully up to gear yet. And
Yeah, I
How do
guess.
you think? Well, how do you feel about management?
I mean, management. I've always been. I've always been against him. I gave him a lot of praise for winning like against Mexico with our C team. To be honest,
Yeah.
I still think that should get a lot of credit. But again, I feel like I'm still. I feel like I'm after the Mexico game. I'm like 60% like confident in him and 40% not. Before it was like the opposite, like it was the reversal. So like I don't know. I feel like let's see how the qualifiers go. But like if you look at our qualifiers before 2016, 2018, the 2018 World Cup, we only had we had 7 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses. We already have a draw.
Yeah.
And against one of the worst CONCACAF teams. So it's going to be interesting to see how we actually turn out doing. But again, it's a young team. I guess it's a completely new environment compared to like games in Europe. So like it's like so maybe because that US team only played against really home games against Honduras and Mexico. So I think maybe we should.
They're not playing in a nice turf.
And they playing in nice turfs and stuff like that. Even in Europe, they play in nice turf. This is not a nice turf, clearly. So like, I think we just have to give them time, see what happens. Pulisic will be back hopefully against Canada.
At least it wasn't like Trinidad swimming pool.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So like, let's see. Like Canada, we play Canada. We play Honduras, I think, away as well. So it's gonna be 2 difficult games. But hopefully we, get the job done and get Canada. Everything we play them tomorrow is a huge game. Well, I mean, we should definitely be qualifying well, shouldn't we?
I mean, I don't know why we wouldn't. We're the best generation of Americans ever, but it's there's something seriously wrong in management if we don't qualify.
No, for sure, I agree. But yeah, I mean, Mexico also had a difficult game, and they played Jamaica. Jamaica with Antonio and without Bailey because they couldn't play in Mexico, and there were no fans because Mexico were banned with the homophobic chant they had. But Mexico did struggle against Jamaica. They had a last minute goal.
Jamaica is also a team that's very annoying.
Yeah, so it's the qualifiers to be interesting. Not every team, as we see, is not easy. Even El Salvador, I think they got top of their group in the Gold Cup, and I forgot who they lost to. I think they check who they lost to, but El Salvador did give a good account of themselves during the Gold
Cup. They could be the surprise CONCACAF.
Maybe who knows?
How many teams from CONCACAF?
Oh yeah, they lost to Qatar after, but they only lost 1-0 to Mexico.
That Qatar was in that.
Yeah, Qatar was. They only lost to Mexico 1-0 at home in America. So that's an impressive. That's not a bad result for El Salvador.
But how many teams get qualified from CONCACAF?
I think it's still. I think 3 make it automatically. 4 and the 4th one goes to a playoff against like Australia and like New Zealand, those type of teams. But yeah, Give me interesting qualifier. Really, we have 2 huge games, so hopefully we do get a win in that. Right?
Do we play Costa Rica?
Yeah, Costa Rica. So let me list the teams that are actually in that bracket. So we have, as you see, the top 3 teams make it.
Canada's gonna be decent too.
So we have Canada got disappointing draw against Honduras at home too. So a lot of draws in this week. The only one who won was Mexico. So we have Mexico, Canada, Honduras, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Panama, tough team as well. US and Jamaica. They're not all the teams are actually not easy teams to beat. So it's pretty
All just annoying,
annoying teams. Yeah. So it should be pretty interesting qualifying campaign. It's not a long one. It's a very quick 3 games.
Against Honduras?
Yeah, he did. But it's a very quick. There's a quick qualifying. There's 3 games in the space of a week. So it's very intense because the World Cup is pretty soon, next year already. It's insane, but yeah, we expect the US to make it.
Yeah.
Sure, right?
I expect them. They should. They could. I'm expecting them to. My hopes is that they get to the, hopefully to the quarterfinal.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have the squad too.
Yeah, we do have the squad too. I agree.
But
especially in a year from now, I
the
think our squad.
management just isn't the same.
Well, our squad can get better. So are you grab Berhalter out? What are you saying on him?
We gotta see.
I think we
how
give him
the-
until I think we give him the next year and see how it goes. The qualifying World Cup if we get there, hopefully. See where that leads to. But the thing is, our team's gonna get better and better because it's a young team. So I think there's still optimism, but this is not the best performance, I would say.
It's really just gonna be about how we play against some of the better teams. Are any of the qualifying matches in the States?
Yeah, there's we play. Well, there's 18. How many teams? 8 teams are in there, right? So we play 7 games at home and 7 games away.
Yep. When does the qualifiers end?
Very good.
Because in the winter, you need to play some of these teams in you gotta play.
March, so next March,
So when it's March, we have to be playing these matches in what do you mean, Cleveland and
all the
Minnesota,
cold places.
Yeah.
Remember Colorado with the snow and Costa Rica, and that game still went on.
I mean, the US could manage it.
Yeah, the bunch of MLS games get postponed because the fields are not playable. That's been happening a lot. We went to me and Yasis went to a Red Bulls game and last week against NYCFC and it got postponed because of the hurricane and
You're a Red Bulls fan, just from Jersey?
Yeah, probably would be more.
I'm more of an FC fan, except for the fact that they're city.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. No, I'm from
Just
Jersey.
because
So
New
I'm
York,
from
so
Jersey. So
you're the other side of the Hudson.
yeah. So, but yeah, the game was postponed because the referee said conditions were unplayable. Once I heard that, I was thinking about the Costa Rica game. How is that game able to be played?
Because they wanted to have Costa Rica suffer.
Just
Whose goalie was Caver? That could have
it was
been.
probably Guzan or Howard. I don't know.
No, for the goalie against it was
Navas.
Yeah, Navas sitting in the freezing cold. I mean, yeah, you never know. Maybe in a Champions League game, but
no one ever played like that.
he's probably. I couldn't imagine him sitting there.
And goal, yeah, that's true. But yeah, I guess that's really much all we could say about Janasta. But there's nothing really much else noteworthy. In Liverpool perspective, there's not really.
Van Dijk.
Oh man! Oh, okay. That's the thing to talk about. The Van Dijk thing was pretty funny. When a fan tried to get his autograph, and Van Dijk just pushed him.
It was Van Dijk was getting interviewed, and people are mad at Van Dijk for pushing a fan who was oh, he just want an autograph.
I mean,
he's getting interviewed.
I mean, it's Van Dijk. It's Van Dijk's business.
Yeah,
he can do whatever he wants.
The guy, it's that guy. I mean, he was committing a crime just standing there by getting on.
I mean, he was disrupting Van Dijk. So, yeah.
But it was just pretty funny to see Van Dijk, a huge dude, just.
It's casually just pushing him away. Right, that was pretty. That's pretty funny, but yeah, I guess that was international break so far hasn't really been
Nothing special, even with all our players.
I mean, Ronaldo. Did you see Ronaldo just
Ronaldo
missing a penalty? He just scores 2 goals in the 90th minute.
Yep.
To win Portugal's game.
And get the scoring record.
Yeah, he got the scoring record.
Who held it?
No clue, but he got the record, so it matters. So yeah, that's
Probably Pele for Brazil.
yeah.
Maradona for Argentina. But I mean, I guess the last thing we have to talk about really is
Let's preview the game.
Burnley.
Oh, well, not Burnley, Leeds.
Leeds, yeah.
Yeah.
Play Burnley.
Yeah. So Leeds are going to be a difficult game. I think away from home. Remember, we tied them 1-1. I mean, to be fair, that time was like a weird time with the whole Super League time. Remember, that was when we played Leeds, and it was a very difficult game to play at the time. We still played well, but like it was just one of those like when we don't have center backs, so you're up 1-0, we can't finish
I
chances.
feel better about this time.
But I feel like, Leeds are gonna be a difficult game, and they always are. Like, especially like away from home. It's gonna be their crowd's gonna be buzzing for this game, a huge football game. So it's gonna be a difficult one. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a 1-1 for that.
If United smashed them.
Yeah, but again, the United were at home, so. But
I'm hoping maybe a 2-1, 2-0 win.
I hope.
But like,
I think it's gonna be like a 2-1, 3-1 win. I think it's gonna be 2-1. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, Leeds it's gonna be crazy in Leeds.
Yeah.
Just the energy of the fans and everything is gonna be like they haven't been in a game like Leeds fans haven't been in a game like this that's mattered in 20 years.
Yeah, I agree. This
is for a Leeds fan entering the stadium. This is their biggest game.
Yeah, this is their first game against a big team like us. So
with fans, because before this they didn't have any fans.
No, yeah, for sure. So it's gonna be a pretty interesting game. To be honest, we'll see. I mean, yeah, at least there's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of running in this game. Leeds are a very intense team like us, so it's good. And I think they run the most in the league.
That's what I've always said about the score lines, but it's always like
it's gonna be a very intense game. So I would say it's gonna be very difficult. But what are you saying our starting 11 is?
I want to see Simicast start.
Yeah, I think Robertson 3 games. He's gonna play 3 games for Scotland. I actually do think Simicast starting would be a decent choice.
Van Dijk. Matip I liked.
Yeah, I would say Simicast. Yeah, I think Robertson's still the more popular choice. I wouldn't be surprised.
But it's not like we're playing Chelsea.
Because Robertson, I think he's playing right now as I speak right now against. They lost to Denmark just now. Now they're playing Moldova. Let me guess, Robertson's starting. Yes, he's starting. So he's gonna play 3 games, and if he's playing 3 games within that week, he's definitely 100% fit. But maybe we'll go on the slight caution for heading into this game. And remember, we probably do have. I think the Champions League's next week.
Yeah.
So we have to keep that in mind as well when thinking of day 11. Who do we play in the Champions League, actually? Is it AC first? Yeah, AC Milan first. So
in the San Siro.
No, at home.
At home?
Yeah. The San Siro is the last game. So, yeah, that's going to be...
All these Champions League games are going to be
hard, yeah.
Hard.
Yeah, it's not good when we have no depth in our team, in the front line.
Like, I know it's going to go down to that last game in the sense.
It's 100% going through the last game.
And that's going to be the toughest out of all the games.
Yeah. So that'll be fun to watch. But yeah, so we have the back line clear to Simicast or Robertson, right? Maybe people say Robertson's definitely starting. I don't know. But we're backing Simicast to start this one.
Elliot should start.
Yeah, Elliot should start, I think. I think he's proven himself.
Elliot, Henderson, Fabinho.
Same midfield, you would say? Yeah, I would probably say the same thing.
Fabinho's been.
Do you think Thiago or Keita have a shot to start?
Off the bench. But I don't think they'd start because I think Elliot played really well.
We'll see. You never know what will happen.
You can always see, like Elliot. If anybody's gonna get subbed out of that midfield, it would be Elliot. Like not subbed out, but like changed last second. Like
I thought that would happen too, but Henderson came off at 7.
Well, not what I mean.
Actually.
Starting, like, if anyone would be a last-second start change, it'd be...
Yeah. But another good point about Elliot is that out of Henderson and Elliot, who came off? Henderson. So that kind of shows Klopp's trust in Elliott, I think, and that's a huge thing. I think Elliott's gonna be a regular starter for us this year.
Mhm.
I feel like no one expected that, but that's the case. And he can play wing. He can play winger as well, right? He can play right wing.
Mhm.
So like if our front line is injured, he could play there as well. So that's another. I mean, that's a good option we have. Maybe that's our security replacement. I don't know, but I'm just saying that's another option we do have.
Mhm.
But then we also. So yeah, that our midfield, I think the front three is pretty explainable. Firmino probably is not fit for the game.
So I
So
think it's
Mane, Jota, Salah. Yeah. So what's your prediction?
I said 2-0.
2-0. I'll say two. I'm saying 2-1. I would not be surprised if I see a 1-1 draw again.
Or yeah,
I hope I'm wrong, but
there's a good chance it'll lead score.
it's like when you actually you did get the Chelsea game right. You said that you wouldn't be surprised. You would think it's a 1-1 draw, but you could be optimistic.
Yeah,
You were right. So I hope I'm
I
wrong.
just didn't expect it to be a draw like how
yeah.
it turned out to be. But
Yeah, but yeah, with 10 men, yeah, I agree. But yeah, let's go.
Salah was actually going back to Chelsea. And Salah was very calm from the spot. You can see how just like
Yeah,
like he looked
yeah.
like
Yeah.
perfectly like he didn't like he knew it was going in before he
Yeah.
kicked the ball.
This
Mhm.
and the
If there's
delay.
any way to take a penalty, it's how he did it.
Yeah, and the delay
Mhm.
for the penalty as well is pretty amazing. But yeah, let's go through the other. This is preview the Liverpool game, obviously. Let's go through our contenders. Well, Tottenham is our contenders. So Crystal Palace, Tottenham, at Selhurst.
Tottenham 1-0.
Well,
Yeah.
imagine they would.
It's gonna be all win nothings. Yeah, no, Tottenham's that type of team.
Yeah, maybe 1-0. I
It
can
could
see
be
that.
2-0. It could be Son and Kane
I can see 1-0
or
or
a Kane brace.
I can see 1-0 or a draw, to be
Mhm.
honest, because I think they drew last time. It's a Selhurst Park, a bit tough atmosphere. I wouldn't be surprised if they get 1-1.
Mhm.
But I'll say 1-0 Spurs as well. This is a big game. Leicester City versus Manchester City.
Man City should win, but it's still gonna be
Yes, but-
tough. It's not gonna be an easy game for Man City.
Well, Leicester beat Man City in the Community Shield, but again, Man City didn't have all their players back.
It could be like a
I'm gonna say this is a tough game to like.
it could be like that 2-0 win for Man City or a 2-1 win for Man City, but Leicester is a hard team to beat.
Ooh, I don't know. I really do not. I'm looking. They won 1-0 last time when they were actually playing at home. Well, when the crowd is there at the King Power. So, I'm gonna say I think Brendan Rodgers just came in. Wait, or did he? I don't remember. No, Brendan Rodgers was there for a while. I'm a captain. I'm gonna say 1-1. 1-1. It's very difficult to say.
So you
what's
think
gonna happen.
Leicester's gonna take points away?
They could, but it could be a tight game. It's gonna be like a 1-0. I think Man City. It's either gonna be a 1-0 Man City, 1-1.
If Man City
Or
don't beat
or
this
like
game, if Man City don't beat Leicester, I don't think they have what it takes to
Yeah.
win the league over Chelsea.
No, but I'm between a 2-1 Leicester,
Mhm.
1-1, or 1-0 Man City.
Mhm.
That's the 2-3 results. But I'm gonna go for a 1-1. Let's see.
Who's United playing?
Newcastle, and that's gonna be the Ronaldo game. So
The home.
okay, Yasis, what do you have to say about the Man United Newcastle game? Come on, you're singing glory, glory. He said 5-0. He's very-
On a serious note, I think
Come on, let's get Yasis on here.
on a serious note, Manchester United with Ronaldo, whole different breed. Right now, we don't cross the ball into the box. All we do is try to pass it in between each other, short passing, get the ball. in.
Somebody can head a ball.
Yeah, now we finally have someone who can head the ball. Imagine how big a difference that you make.
That's a big difference.
So I think it's okay, not 5-0, but I think United's easy. It should be an easy thing. Come on, Newcastle. But I'm scared that Alan saying maximum will like
Oh, give you trouble.
trouble.
Yeah.
That's about it. Otherwise,
Yeah, I think it's easy, like 3-0, 3-0 United win. What are you saying, Dylan?
3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you?
Ronaldo brace.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we were just talking about this while you were out there.
Yeah.
Ronaldo. What do you think of Ronaldo being a captain? Do you think he could be a captain? because he's
The
the
thing is,
leader
I
of the
don't
team.
think I think like if they change the captain right now, that like changing your captain very often, it sort of brings a level of instability into the team. Like keep Maguire the captain. Ronaldo doesn't need the captain's armband to be a leader. It's like Bruno. Bruno doesn't need that armband, and he's still a leader at the club, right? So I don't think you need to label him as the captain for his like skills and leadership abilities to like pass on. If that makes sense. So that's why I think I wouldn't give Ronaldo the armband. At least not now.
I feel like you have to keep it stable, but Ronaldo's definitely gonna be a big leader.
Oh, he's gonna be
Which is why
I told Josh, I think he probably has the most years on United under his belt out of anybody on that team, technically. Because he had 7 years at United.
and at a good United team, not like a crap United team.
I see. The thing is, I would love to see Ronaldo get the armband, but I just don't see it happening. If that makes sense. I just don't see Oli.
They could put it in like a symbolic game or like if it's like later in the season.
Right. Let's say a game where Maguire doesn't start, he gets the armband. Easy. Let's say in like some game like for example last season when we played PSG, right, and Maguire was out of that game, Ronaldo would have been the captain for sure.
Over Fernandes too.
Yeah, I think he's over Fernandes.
Yeah.
I think Ronaldo should be over Fernandes for me. I think like technically he should be over Maguire as well, but I think because Maguire is the captain right now, you should not just go around changing.
Do you think?
Because he's just here for 2 years, Ronaldo. What do you do after 2 years? You change your captain again.
Yeah, that's a good point. But do you think Ronaldo, who's taking penalties, Ronaldo or Bruno?
See, the thing is, Oli has no spine. Right? So Oli is gonna give it to Ronaldo.
Yep.
Oli does not have the
That's
courage.
what I was telling Josh about with Ole, is that
Well, we're trying to get everyone.
so that's what I was telling Josh about with Ole, is that Ronaldo's gonna have almost like as much of a leadership ability on this team because when Ole's a leader, but Ronaldo has an ego, and Ronaldo could literally put his point over. Like if there were 2 people speaking in a room, Ronaldo's voice would probably be the one over her.
Oh
yes,
100%. I think Ronaldo.
But that could be a good thing too.
Ronaldo is gonna be on the free kicks and the penalties, and I don't think he's the best free kick taker or the best penalty taker at Manchester United.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
But we can't help it. We can't. I don't think. Like,
Bruno's
because
the
Oli
best
is the only guy who can like. If it was Alex Ferguson, then the free kicks would be either
Ronaldo said that he listens to Ferguson.
But at the same time, in Portugal, a coach is better than Ole, right?
Yeah.
Who's taking the penalties? Who's taking the free kicks?
See, that's what. See, okay, penalties are still good. Ronaldo's conversion rate is unreal. Correct. Like, fair enough. Like, he can take the penalties. Free kicks, he's just not the same anymore. Like, it's
and he hasn't scored a free kick for
a while. So I think the last free kick he scored was like hit the wall and deflected into the goal. So that's the last free kick he had scored. So I just don't see why he should be taking the free kicks over someone like Bruno. You saw the free kick.
He was very technical with it.
Yeah, exactly. Even Pogba. I think even Pogba is a brilliant free kick taker. So I don't know. But I still think Ronaldo is going to be on top of it.
Because
it is Ronaldo.
It's his team now.
Exactly, it is his team. So for the next 2 years,
he's probably going to amount for more than half of the United jerseys sold.
Oh yes. Sure. I think in the first like 12 hours that like the United jerseys were out, and apparently Adidas.
The United site went down.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, Adidas cannot manufacture enough jerseys because they have some factories that shut down. So there's like this entire huge issue of demand and supply going on.
Yeah,
it's mad.
United, it's that Ronaldo fever.
Yeah. What do you think about the Wolves game? We were just talking about that earlier briefly.
I spoke to you about it. I think it was a very poor performance by United, and it stemmed down to us not having a CDM. Like whenever it's Fred's job to like look at the counter attacks, right? If what's his name? If Adama Traore gets the ball or Raul Jimenez gets the ball, it's the CDM's job to cut off those passing lanes and so that the defense, like it's his job, right? Fred has this habit of like jumping into tackles. Now that works if he has a CDM backing him. That's why the Fred partnership usually ends up working, right? Because if Fred jumps into a tackle, he fails, McTominay is there to cover him. And the issue with McTominay is that he tends to run forward more often.
See if nobody really trying to play center. You have 2 people playing or put at CDM who aren't really playing CDM.
Exactly. It's like exactly. Like that's the issue. I think we need a CDM. I would have loved to have Eduardo Camavinga.
But you prefer Real Madrid.
And I think what Real Madrid got him for 32 million.
Mhm.
I don't know why United didn't spend 32 million.
No, he chose Real Madrid over United.
Oh, okay, see, fair enough.
Which I think is a stupid decision.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
as things stand, why?
In
I don't
hindsight,
understand.
there's no reason to go to to La Liga right now.
There is no reason. There's no marketability. There's no promotion.
The biggest player. Who's the biggest player right now in La Liga?
I mean, a fat Eden Hazard.
That's everything. Maybe Suarez.
Suarez, Griezmann. Griezmann is just like he went back.
And both of them are Atletico. Both of them are Atletico players.
So why would you go to Real
Memphis
Madrid?
has been playing good, I guess.
Imagine Memphis is your marquee player.
But like Barcelona's lost.
They have
everyone.
Martin Brathwaite, Luke De Jong, and Memphis Depay as their forward line. They
Yeah.
went from MSN to this shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was
Continues still in Barca though.
Yeah, somehow.
And he got apparently he was going to get the number 10, but they gave it to Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati is a good talent.
Yeah,
Ansu Fati is a good talent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Barcelona in like 5 years, they could be
5 years they have good players. You know, Pedri, Fati.
But
Dembele has a good career. That's
La Liga again is just gonna have to work itself back. To being like the top.
Because I think Syria is now valued at the same level as La Liga as well. So Syria might just cross.
Yeah, but I would say one thing: the fact that we're laughing at Barcelona and Real Madrid shows our
Shows
teams
how
are much
terribly
better,
they've fallen.
and how much better I guess.
How
we've
much
gotten.
more money there is in English
it's
soccer too. The Premier League is really just outgrown. It's become a beast of its own.
Oh, 100%. I totally agree.
This is like even like we're talking about the United States, how big the Premier League is. I know in India it's just as big.
Yes.
And every like.
Well, what would you say? Premier League is bigger than La Liga.
Oh, 100%. Bro, La Liga is not even streamed in India. Premier League is streamed in India. So
There you
they're
go.
on a cable channel.
Yeah.
So like the Premier League just has the biggest international.
Oh, 100%. Especially I
And
think
even like when they didn't have Ronaldo or Messi, and now
now we have
Yeah, now we have
they have
Ronaldo.
still the biggest. Yeah, right.
We have all the good players now. That's
I think
that's the
I
most watched league.
I was seeing the value of like Premier League versus the other things. Premier League was valued at around 9.02 billion, was it? And the second highest was La Liga and Serie A at the same level, which is around 4.1.
That's more than double.
Exactly. So look at the difference between the two.
The only
And eventually the quality was gonna come.
Yeah.
the Premier League I've been saying is literally like it's become like the NFL, like but a global like
Yeah.
Which
100%.
is-
And I mean, the signing of
Teams
Ronaldo
are-
just captured off. Ronaldo signing just captured off.
Yeah, for sure. And Ronaldo wants to go to the most popular area. So
Okay, I have a very hot take, right?
yeah.
This Arsenal team, if you put this in La Liga, do you think it competes for the title?
Next there. This is a bad
I don't
team
know
to
if Arsenal would compete for the title.
They would definitely
But
get
they
top
will
four.
get
Europa.
top 6 season.
Europa.
Top four.
Europa, right?
No, they would get top four, I think.
They should, I think they would get top 4.
Nah, they'd still get those losses to Levante.
Oh yeah, they might get.
Yeah, Arsenal still Arsenal. But
Yeah.
Leicester would make the top.
I think Leicester would compete for the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I think Leicester would compete for that. You know, Leicester is the 14th highest valued club in the world.
Wow. Well, no, their ownership has really transformed.
Unreal. I love it.
That's what I was saying. Like, if Leicester was in like Serie A, they would be second to PSG.
Oh yes. Oh, Juventus.
Oh no, that's the
Liga. Yeah. 100%.
If they were in Serie A, they'd probably be second.
Yeah.
I mean, Inter is still kind of good, but they're losing all their players already.
Yeah, Juventus are done. Well,
But
let's have a good team.
Inter got Kalan Hoglu, I don't know how to say his name, the Turkish guy, and he's been very good in the beginning of the season. They lost Lukaku, but they got Dzeko in turn, and I think Dzeko is a very underrated.
Yeah, he's a good player.
So I think let's see.
Yeah. Well, we went from Man United to all these teams.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Yasis, for joining our thing.
Thank you.
Watch his podcast on Soccer Universe. He has a very good podcast, and yeah, let's go through the next game. I think this is the last break game we have. Chelsea Villa.
Chelsea.
I think it's gonna be like 2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah, it's gonna be 2-1 Chelsea, but Villa's again like a team you can never take for granted.
Yeah.
You're gonna take points, and we've been playing good for Villa.
I mean, they have Ings. They still they have Bailey. They have a decent team. They have the Buendia as well. So it should be pretty interesting. Yeah, I think did we cover everything? I feel we did. Right?
Yeah, there wasn't. I mean, when the international break wasn't even much to talk about, we still found like conversation
Yeah.
with the Aussies.
Yeah,
So,
when we about Man United, obviously there's a lot to talk about there.
But we didn't want to make this the United watch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they made a lot of signings, unlike us.
Mhm.
We didn't make any signings, but yeah. Well, so I think that's it. Hopefully we do win next week, and we'll probably come before probably like Sunday afternoon after the game, right?
Yeah,
Probably before the Champions League.
Mhm.
The games are gonna come quick and fast now.
yeah, it's surprising.
Yeah.
We're gonna after this break, it's like really getting to meet.
But yeah, we're definitely gonna be in person now more often
Mhm.
since we're here on campus now and we have in-person
we
classes.
could actually like do this together, which
Yeah.
is fun.
Yeah, it's more fun than online. We have to get used to it a little bit. Like we had, like when Yash is like a special guest, we need to find a way to kind of get 3 people in one room.
Mm.
Like maybe we'll have to move here, but we'll figure that out. If we have
We need
we want
like
guests
we
in the
need like
future.
3 chairs, like
Yeah.
armchairs somewhere around
Yeah.
the table.
But yeah, we'll figure that out. But yeah, thanks for all you for watching, and we'll see you next week. For
Hey
the
guys,
cha-
see you
for-
next episode.
Yeah, for AC Milan. We'll see you next week.